Alright lads, this is Fenner from Frenetic Array again here, just popping off another vid. I wanted to do something a bit different this time and just kind of talk about something rather than directly teaching something. The replay in the background is just a random replay of me vs King Kong and is unrelated to the video since this is just going to be talking about Leenock's ZvZ style. It's extremely unique, it's new and it's innovative, something which is becoming rarer in SE2 nowadays due to the game being more and more figured out all the time. It's only natural that it happens, really. Sometimes it's good just to talk about new strategies and think about them. It keeps your mind fresh, you can learn things that you didn't know or you didn't realize that they could possibly work. It stops you from getting tunnel vision with one strategy in each matchup. I think practicing a wide range of strategies and ideas is superior to just practicing one build and strategy. It gives you a much better understanding of the matchup, what works against what. Your mechanics are always improving no matter what build you're doing anyway. It's also very valuable for tournament play to have different strategies and styles you can mix in or to adapt to your opponent. And because you're practicing multiple styles and builds, you know what their strengths and weaknesses are, meaning you can spot the weaknesses in your opponent's play easier. For example, this opener from Leenock is really strong against people using Lemme to defend their third, instead of going for a heavier roach defense. Let's talk about the build. I think this is a really interesting innovation from Leenock and has the potential to become standard. The common meta in ZvZ right now is fully saturating 2 base, getting a fast lair and either going for roach infestor or fast muter. Most of the time they tend to take a third after fully saturating 2 base and they tend to try to take it mostly with Lemme. There is the odd heavier roach opener, but usually when people open heavier on roaches they tend to do some kind of timing or pressure with them. Most of the time from my experience with ZvZ, currently the winner is determined a lot by the time who gets the deny on the third since it's so hard to come back from losing your third. Lemme wars for taking your third make this pretty volatile since the smallest micro mistake can cause you to lose your third. I'm sure like me you've been in this situation many times where they've got a good Bane hit on your Lings and then your third is delayed for so long and their lead is just too overwhelming. I think Leenock realized this and developed an opener that would make his Lemme war for taking thirds much stronger and less volatile for himself. From what I've seen, he's the only one doing this so far. I saw him doing it at MLG, I can't remember who against, but he also did it in his stacked pure Zerg group Code S recently. Coming out in first place, if my memory serves me correctly. Could have been second though. His group was Life, Soul Key, and Symbol, so 3 stacked Zergs. So what does Leenock do? Leenock opens hatch gas pool and never pulls off gas. Typically, it's used for aggressive Lemme openers, but instead Leenock opts to go for armor before lair. It doesn't eat into your economy that much. It does delay your lair quite significantly however. Although I'm not sure how painful that is since he intends to go roach infestor in the mid game. As long as he can get infestors out in time to defend against muters, he should be good. Since he's going to be heavily aggressive with +1 armor and Zerglings, you should be able to delay muters by quite a decent amount. With stronger Zerglings than your opponent, you can threat run-bys to keep muters back at home. In fact, this opener is kinda like playing Ling Infestor style at that point in the game, because Leenock intends to stay on pure Ling until his infestors are up. This style relies heavily on being aggressive for your opponent's third to either deny it or keep him contained until you've got your own infestors up. Once Leenock gets his infestors up, then he switches into roach. What I noticed from the VODs is that he doesn't drone his third at all until his infestors are up. So it's a very aggressive build at that point of when you're taking a third base. And I forgot to mention that the point of taking +1 armor before lair is that you have it up for taking the third base in the Ling Bane battles. This means that your Lings take 2 hits from Banes and they're a lot stronger in Ling vs Ling. Overall I think this is a very strong build, and if you're anything like me and find that you lose a lot of games because you're losing the battles for trying to take your third in ZvZ, I would definitely recommend that you give this opener a try. After the third battles and after he gets Infestor up, he plays the standard Roach Infestor mid game. Thanks for watching lads. I'd like to hear what your thoughts on this build are because personally I think it's got a lot of potential and Leenock's obviously proved it himself in the Code S group and MLG as well. Leenock obviously a beast in ZvZ. Much love and peace.